cool thing about Relax RX when put on crops with your post spray is I see that recovery much faster. Instead of 10 days, it might be only 1 or 2 days. And by opening that up and getting sugar production going again, that's where it's going to really affect your yield at the end of the day. My name is Breazeale. I'm a technical agronomist for BW Fusion. I live here in Nebraska. And for BW Fusion, I cover the western states, the plain states. As a technical agronomist, I have multi-facets of my role. Some of those include helping siphon research data to our research team. But on top of that, I also work pretty closely with dealers and growers. And what I do with them is I try to help them examine what they do on their operation, help them with nutrient plans and also product plans. I like to use the old quotation of control what you can control. And so many times Mother Nature throws so many things against us, whether it be the heat, whether it be the drought. We add a lot of stress to that by putting a heavy load of chemicals out there. And so when that happens, a product like Relax, which has 4 different components that are all going to be stress mitigators, is something that can really shine in your fields. So if I was going to go out and talk to a grower about Relax RX, I would ask them a couple questions. First off, do you have environmental stress? Secondly, do you put post chemicals out there? If they answer yes to those two, I would absolutely recommend Relax RX for one reason. Not only can it be put on before the stress begins, but also during. So not only are you proactive, but you can be reactive even afterwards, which gives a wider, broader adaptation for actually being applied out there. What's nice about that is it's easy, it's affordable, and you're still looking at a 5.7 bushel response per acre nationally. It is a great product for almost every acre out there. When you're talking about Relax RX and what it does visually to the crop is, the first thing I notice right away is the leaves don't roll on the corn. It's easy. The soybeans, they stay more active and alive without turning colors and having the leaves turn over. But this is not just because of drought stress, this is because of your chemical stress. When you think about our crops as sugar factories, they have a finite amount of days to produce sugar. If you're taking 10 days off that can be 10% of your growing season that you're never going to get back. So the cool thing about Relax RX when put on crops with your post spray is I see that recovery much faster. Instead of 10 days, it might be only 1 or 2 days. And by opening that up and getting sugar production going again, that's where it's going to really affect your yield at the end of the day. An example I had here in Nebraska was last year in early June, we got a hailstorm, and on June 13th, we went out there and sprayed Relax on it. And at that point, it was pretty much stubs of corn with just a little bit of leaf tissue on that. 13 days later, treated versus untreated, there was a much more rapid recovery on the treated area. In his words, he goes, that's a winner in my book. And one really cool thing about Relax RX is it's one of our cheaper products in our lineup that's easy to use and it still has a 5.7 bushel increase per acre.